Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is June the 6th, 2019, 75 years ago. Strong hand, long-term thinking, offended by selling, be a unique beast, value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Conviction. You know you're going to get that conviction when you're on this Bitcoin Meister channel. Remember, tomorrow in 23 hours at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. in London, 7 p.m. in continental Europe. This week in Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. J.W. Weatherman is going to be on the show. Boris of Game Kings. He's coming on. And there will be a third guest if all goes well. So again, tune in tomorrow in 23 hours to This Week in Bitcoin. The best guest in the freaking space I bring to you guys. And again, you can watch all the old shows and learn so much about This Week in Bitcoin. TECHBALT.com, techbalt.com. See you in 23 hours. But first, we must do this show. Again, that's 6 p.m. London time tomorrow, 1 p.m. in Baltimore. Now, if you have questions, type in Bitcoin Meister if you're watching this live. If you're not watching this live, play this show at 2x to save you some time. And pound that like button if it's live or if it's on tape delay or wherever you are. And I wanted to thank, recently people had sent me Dash and Ethereum Classic. Those links are below. People just send me altcoins sometimes. They send me Bitcoin. They support the show in so many different ways. Just spread the word in social media. You don't have to send any of your fiat or your, or God forbid, send me your Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Pound that like button. Okay. The real VJ, who has been on the show a couple times. He is great out of Seattle. What a smart man. Bitcoin is a radical advancement in private property rights with far-reaching social implications well beyond sound money. This is the first time in the history of the world that an individual can plausibly hold something of significant value and protect it against even a state actor. Unconfiscatable. That's you said it in a different way, but I like how you said it, brother. I really did. The first time in the history of the world that an individual can plausibly hold something of significant value and protect it against a state actor. Oh no, they're not going to take it from you, baby. They can't take it from you, the state. And yeah, I mean that is an advancement in property rights. I mean, everyone has a right to their property, but unfortunately, we live in these man-made countries where in the past valuable assets have been taken by a company, by the state, whether it be your home or your car, who knows. All right. Thank you for that tweet. Now, Colonel Swan Jr. sent $10 very generously in the super chat. Thank you. When you buy Bitcoin, you do not just simply buy Bitcoin, you convert fiat into money. Oh, I like that, baby. I like that, Colonel Swan Jr. You convert fiat into money, into the real thing. You can't beat the real thing. That is Bitcoin, and one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Hello from Malibu, says John Star Metis. Hello. Remember, John, value your wealth in Bitcoin, not in Malibu oceanfront property, but have fun on your beach today. Say hi to Barbara Streisand. Okay, moving on. Here is a ridiculous tweet. It's a good poll. You can still participate in this poll, okay? And John says, I converted... Can I say this? I converted pot into crypto. Well, it's better than smoking it, dude. It's better than smoking it. Get rid of it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be holding ridiculous pot or ridiculous pot stocks. Not good for the short-term memory there. But again, people are going to say what they're going to say about it. yeah, you're much better off owning the Bitcoin than the pot. Even though you'll have people like Doug Casey and other guys out there, try to conflate the two, try to say, oh, one's just as good as the other. It's the up and coming thing. No, it totally different. Now, moving on though, we got to do this ridiculous tweet poll that you can participate in. How much of your portfolio is in altcoins? 27% say 0 to 19%. So that's good. Over a quarter of the people who took this poll said that their supposed portfolios, altcoins only make up less than 20%. Okay. Then 12% said 20 to 39%. Then 14% said 40 to 59%. Uh-oh. And then 47% of the people, almost half the people, said 60%, between 60% and 100% of their portfolio is in altcoins. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. So yeah, 80%ers. It's funny because the 20%, it's very 19% said 27% said between 0 and 19%. So that's almost a 20%. That's almost 20%. That's over 20%. So it shows you in this space, we have some smarter people. We have more 20%ers who know, like, you know what, these crypto portfolios are completely ridiculous. I am trying to just have mostly Bitcoin, but unfortunately, oh God, we got some huge people that, hey, you're going to do what you're going to do, you 80%ers. You're impulsive. You have unit bias. You think that, oh, it's 1 cent now. It'll be, obviously, it'll go to Bitcoin's level. No, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. But yeah, so the poll is disturbing, but at the same time, it's something that we all know. You can take part in it. I do find it interesting. It's not scientific at all, but the 20%ers in our space are representing themselves. So good job, guys, sticking with your Bitcoin. I'm sure there are plenty of 20%ers too that are messing in the other categories. There's not too many in between people there. It's basically one extreme or the other. Look at the poll yourself. Let's talk about CoinMarketCap, the website that so many of us are familiar with, and it's changing. It's changing on June the 14th, and not many people are talking about this. Andy Hoffman, I linked to him below. Some of you may have heard of him before. He's been talking about this. He says, "Will June 14th be altcoin D-Day?" So what's going on is CoinMarketCap has formed a data alliance, and here they explain. I linked to a bunch of links that pertain to this subject matter, including Andy's link. But let's read what the actual blog post that introduced this over 45 days ago now. I think it was around that. Any exchange that does not provide this mandatory data to us via a new or updated summary endpoint will be excluded from all price and adjusted volume calculations on the site. June 14th, 2019 is the due date, okay? And so CoinMarketCap is requiring more transparency information. They're trying to become a more reliable site, okay? Instead of having all these bloated numbers, which is great. So exchanges that aren't going to be honest, that aren't providing useful information, they're going to be excluded. But the problem, what Andy foresees, and what I am wondering about too, if they actually go through with this on June the 14th, and they just say, hey, exchanges, you didn't provide us the information, we're not including your information. Well, there's some altcoins that are only going to be on those exchanges that are cut out. So those altcoins are going to disappear. If I'm reading this right, they won't be ranked at least. They might still be listed at the end, like the 20th page where no one goes to, but they will not be properly ranked anymore because you won't know their market cap because the exchange that they are on aren't going to be listing that anymore. Now, about 25, I think, exchanges have already listed already on their page. So you can go check out and I don't know how updated the list is that CoinMarketCap is providing, but there are some exchanges that have jumped on. So if you're a fan of some 6th-tier altcoin and it's on that exchange, then you have nothing to worry about. But some of these lowly altcoins, if I'm reading this right, they're going to disappear from the proper rankings. Maybe there'll be a way you can use a pull down menu and see it, like see coins that aren't on the exchanges that we're listing. But no, this isn't going to be good for some of these. But on the other hand, it'll be good for other altcoins. Some altcoins are going to jump up in the rankings. I mean, this is a big centralized point for the industry, for the cryptocurrency. I mean, everybody goes to CoinMarketCap. I've talked about other sites that are better than CoinMarketCap. At least they're improving. And so another thing they're adding is, which I think is a good thing, they're going to have a blockchain. Right now, if you go to this link below, you can use their blockchain explorer to look up Ethereum or Bitcoin, okay? And they claim that you'll just be able to go to this blockchain explorer in the future and look up a bunch of other altcoins too, which is good to have a one-stop a place, a one-stop shop for altcoin explorers. Because right now you got to go to a number. If you ever want to look up an altcoin address to see how much is listed there, you have to go to various sites. And this will be nice if they have a bunch of different altcoin explorers there, easily accessible at a very popular site. So that will be good but again, so many people just have their altcoin at some at a exchange, and they don't even know the address that it's being held at. But for the people who for the altcoiners who actually know how to store their altcoins, this will that'll be good. That'll be good service. They're already starting it up there. And what did Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master says, Bitcoin Master, I gave your show a massive plug on mine earlier. Support each other is my philosophy. That is great, Brian. Thank you for the shout out. I'm giving you a shout out now too. Check out UK Bitcoin Master show. It was on right before my show. I made sure I wasn't on at the same time. And I didn't watch it live as I was prepping this show. But again, you can play it at 2x or 1.5x. There's nothing wrong with missing the show live. That's a lot of people like to watch shows live. That's their prerogative. I like to watch them tape because I can play them at 2x. All YouTube shows that I watch, whether it be shows about space. By the way, someone the other day asked me what I do in my free time. I forgot to say, I like to watch YouTube shows about astronomy and space. I like space. That's something I forgot to mention. But anyway, whether it be Bitcoin or space or whatever, I play videos at 2x as frequently as I can. Sometimes I got to slow it down to 1.75x. It saves you time. Time is money. Pound that like button. So yeah, maybe more people will be talking about this CoinMarketCap upgrade or change soon, because it's going to be June the 14th. I mean, that's in 8 days. It could really shake things up. People, and there'll be some people like, oh my God, my altcoin is gone. Let me just sell it now. Let me dump it and turn it into Bitcoin. And some exchanges are going to maybe disappear because of this too, because they're not going to be listed on CoinMarket. They won't be thought as legitimate anymore. Again, you don't have to worry about this very much if you value your wealth in Bitcoin and you just hold Bitcoin like I do. Hey, I got to comment on the rest of the space though. Okay, now speaking about the rest of the space and the past, I was looking at disruptmeister.com. And that's where you can watch all 1,300 of my old shows, over 1,300 of my shows. And some of my shows from 2016, I didn't get to watch them all. I'm going to go through this again and maybe turn some into podcasts. Again, sportsmeister.com. You can listen to all my podcasts. There are bonus shows there of those old shows from the past. But I haven't gotten around to turning a lot of them into podcasts. But my God, some of them are really, some I was wrong about. Some things I was wrong about, definitely. But some things I was right about. And I am very consistent, because even back then I'm like, hold your Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, don't get into altcoins. But in 2016, I think it was in June of 2016, so 3 years ago, which seems like it was a different world. We're talking about this wild altcoin trading that's going on. Okay, I just talked about it a couple minutes ago there with CoinMarketCap. Back in 2016, there was CoinMarketCap, but there weren't all these young people that just came to the space just to trade altcoins, just that had unit bias. I mean, there were altcoins, there were people buying it, but it was just, cryptocurrency was not as trader centric back then, because right now, I mean, so many people they don't care about store of value. They don't care about property rights that we were talking about. Those are deep concepts for them. Unfortunately, that's sad. They're 80%ers, I guess, but they just want to gamble. They just want to gamble. So I made you can watch the show. It is linked to below. You can see my conviction in this show. And I say, yeah, that the gamblers are going to come very soon. They're going to be these youthful people that are just going to know what to flip it. And I was right. And so, yeah, that one's linked to below, but you can see other ones at disruptmeister.com. And yeah, it's interesting to see how much things have changed. And some people will never understand the perspective that I have because they weren't around back then. People can't grasp the concept of it not being like the wild, wild west and insane, constant altcoin trading, flipping scams, all the stuff that we have now. It did not exist 3 years ago. It really did. It was a completely different world. So it just makes you wonder in 3 years from now in 2022, what the craziness is going to be. Okay, good. We see there's a lot of people in the chat, but no one's asking questions. Good. You can ask questions. I'll answer them. We got some time here. And here your public service announcement of the day. For, if you don't think holding is glamorous, it is. You get crypto dividends, baby. And yeah, it's interest on your Bitcoin. Just holding Bitcoin. If you properly hold it, you get crypto dividends. And that's insider information for you. That's why you come to this channel. Roman Q said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh, yeah. And yeah, you get the booby prize. That's losing everything. That's not too much of a prize, is it? And what's this tweet here? Everyone, and this is a stupid game that Alistair Milne brings up. Everyone is waiting to buy Bitcoin somewhere in the 6,000s, which may be why it doesn't happen. Be careful, people. Be careful. And then if it does happen, people are so freaked out that they still don't buy because they're scared it's going to drop to 5,400 or whatever. I mean, that is just the mentality of the people who value their wealth in fiat. And they miss out. They miss out. They end up no coiners of the future. No coiner of the future. All right, speaking of a no coiner of the future, this guy, Darren Soto, he's a congressman from Florida. And he says Darren Soto focuses on new technology, including blockchain. He's in charge of the blockchain caucus or something like that. He's a Democrat on the committee, and there's a Republican also. And, he's got this article out there. It's got a lot of buzzwords in it. He clearly probably doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. He just wants to be involved with blockchain. And it's a lot of signaling, not much substance. And I say that's good because the guy is just, he's trying to use some buzzwords, get some people to vote for him. He's not going to do it. He's in charge of the blockchain committee in Congress. So that's good. He'll do nothing. He'll try to boost his own career based on the word blockchain. That's good for Bitcoin. That's good. That's good for Bitcoin. We don't need bureaucrats trying to mess with it and creating FUD around it. He wants to have hearings. Oh God! So these traditional people, they want to have. It's all about talk. It's all about show. It's all about let's have a meeting. Let's have a hearing about a meeting about a hearing. Such a waste of time. I'm going to talk about this more on my Saturday show. But you don't. If you have a problem with someone, if you want to discuss something with someone, write it down in an email, send it to them. That's it. You don't have to have an hour-long conversation with all the formalities, asking about their family, da-da-da-da-da. And again, the hearings in government, that's the ultimate of stretching out what doesn't need to be stretched out. But good. Let Darren Soto waste his time in Florida. And again, I brought up the guy in Minnesota, the Republican in Minnesota. At least he's focused on a specific thing. He's focused on defining the tax situation in terms of forks. But again, I'm not going to don't worry about the government, people. I've already spent too much time. I've given them too much attention on this show. Pound that like button. Don't get caught up in politics. Get caught up in Bitcoin. So I mentioned Facebook coin yesterday, and we got some commentary from some guys in the space, and I want to actually share that and tell you if I agree with them or not here. So the Facebook coin could come this month. And That's soon. That's really soon. And we're going to see if it pumps Bitcoin, if this is going to be a spark. I think it will. I think it will be a positive. And people are going to wake up. It might legitimize the cryptocurrency space for a lot of people. And I know a lot of you are like barfing, saying, "Oh, there are people out there who think Facebook is a legitimizing tool." Yeah, there are people that think a multi-billion-dollar corporation, if it gets into cryptocurrency, that's a big deal. And if you think of it that way, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. I mean, I'm not a fan of Facebook. They share people's, but you know what you're getting into when you're getting into Facebook, or you should know at least. So I think it will be helpful for Bitcoin, and in terms of the fiat price for you fiat freaks out there, and also in terms of adoption. And I've said it before, people are going to end up with this Facebook coin because they're on Facebook, and a few will turn it into Bitcoin. Now, Matt Odell says Zuckerberg may actually pull this off. Just depends on whether or not the U.S. government decides to shut it down. Strict KYC, Facebook is perfect for that, coupled with fake decentralization, gives them regulatory cover. Won't compete with Bitcoin, will compete with altcoins. Okay, I don't know about if it'll even compete with altcoins. It won't compete with Bitcoin. Okay, I mean, it's going to be its own monster. It's going to be its own thing. I mean, yeah, so I mean, it'll compete with Ripple. I don't know. But he brings a real good point there. They are going to be, the government isn't going to shut it down. They are going to do strict KYC. And they do have the cover of fake decentralization, even though they are centralized. And then Nick Carter says, Facebook coin, I won't deny it had. Well, he says, I won't deny it has by far the best shot at mainstreaming P2P payments globally. Okay, then that's saying a lot. That's saying that I mean, it's bigger than PayPal, and I mean. It's already got so many billions of users, not billion, millions of users worldwide. I mean, maybe they'll have 1 billion users. They might try to even claim that they have 1 billion users worldwide. I seriously doubt that. But yeah, people are stuck on their platform. They might just start transacting between each other on there, which will be totally monitored, by Facebook, and it'll sell the information and all sorts of stuff. Oh, but no, he's got a very interesting point. I mean, Facebook coin could be bigger than PayPal. That's huge. That's huge. And again, and let it be bigger than PayPal. Great. Because you can't turn your PayPal into cryptocurrency very easily. And it's a Bitcoin very easily. You will be able to turn your Facebook coin into Bitcoin easily if it gets on these exchanges and whatnot. And Roman Q asks, have any of your family friends still in Baltimore noticed any legitimate service interruptions with I can't use that word, with what happened to the Baltimore government? It's weird that I can't use that word here. It just immediately triggers demonetization. Such a pain, and I'm not gonna deal with it. Maybe Baltimore government waiting for $6,000. No, I'm actually involved in a financial transaction in Baltimore, which has been majorly affected by this. Yes. So, and it's involving someone who is a friend of mine. It involves the mortgage that I own back there, and a house that I used to own. So, yeah, it has affected my friends that are in that industry in real estate. Yeah, they noticed it, of course. My family, no, my family hasn't noticed anything because of that situation. And again, all the government, Baltimore, so they have a workaround now for the real estate stuff, for the real estate records that were not accessible. So someone somewhere hacked into the Baltimore City government and shut everything down. Basically, their computers don't work, their phones don't work, and they want to be paid in Bitcoin. I can't use the word. They want to be paid in Bitcoin in order to free up everything that has been locked down in Baltimore. And Baltimore has not paid that yet, and it doesn't look like they are going to pay it. They're doing workarounds. We shall see if the financial transaction that I'm involved in actually goes down today. I believe it will from what I've heard. But no, other than that, no one else is. No one's. I don't think it's. It's a complex. It just shows you how useless Baltimore bureaucracy is. I mean, they don't need computers there to do nothing. Now, again, there are some major things that are affected. They can't collect their taxes. I'm sure they're figuring out a way around that. Who knows? So now I haven't heard that much about it, other than me being personally involved in it. Here is something. This is from Rodolfo Novak, who of course has been on the show before. I want ICO scammers to be wrecked by the market, not by the violence of the state. The cheering for the SEC to go after them is just like enjoying the same bully beat a different kid you don't like. Yeah, I'm on that too. ICOs are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not cheering the government going after them. Okay, I don't now, as I'm not into the government punishing people in that way. Financial, I don't think they've committed they haven't hurt anyone. I mean, they haven't physically, hurt anyone. These ICOs. You should know if you're throwing money at an entity and there's no guarantee you can get your money back, and in fact there's a guarantee they can just walk away with it, then learn from your mistakes. You learn from mistakes like that. You don't need the government to go telling you that, oh, you messed up and they're going to punish these people. And you shouldn't be cheering it on, at least. I think ICOs should exist. I'm not a fan of them. I warn people against them. But people, 80% are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to be impulsive. They're going to gamble, and they should learn the hard way. So no, I'm not into cheering on the bullying there. So Benshin says, Bitcoin Meister, maybe to get around the censorship, you could just spell the word you want to say as if you were trying to, and I've done that before, like with CUCK, like you were trying to say something inappropriate to an adult. Well, yeah. And what is that? What is the word that, what were we talking about beforehand? What were we just starting talking about here? I need to take a nap, obviously. Oh yeah, RANSOM. Yeah, that is what I was talking about. Where? And let's not talk. We've already covered that subject. So, oh yeah, finally, this is some of this is kind of obnoxious. This Twitter feed that you can follow, and if you don't spend too much time on it, but some people like to get laughs, and I can't say the name of it because there's a curse. I don't curse on this. Bitcoiner or S-Coiner is the name of it. Okay. I mean, it definitely is funny and is a way to filter out some of the nonsense that's out, the altcoin nonsense that's out there. Because some people, you start following people on Twitter and you're like, well, wait a second. And again, if you understand that some of the stuff that's being thrown out there on Twitter is complete nonsense, then you won't need to have a filter like this. But this guy claims our state-of-the-art, and this might be just all hilarity. He says, our state-of-the-art technology will allow you to flush your S-Coiner followers down the toilet to improve your signal to noise ratio and overall Bitcoin Twitter experience. Coming soon. So that is linked to below. You can follow that funny guy, see if it actually becomes a reality or if it's just a joke Twitter feed. And again, we all need some hilarity. I think some of it is obnoxious, but yeah, don't get caught up in the drama, people. Pound that like button. Remember, tomorrow, 1 p.m. East Coast time, 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, 6 p.m. in London, 7 p.m. in Amsterdam. This Week in Bitcoin. See you in about, 22 and a half hours. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button to get a reminder. Click on when we go live, click on all those squares that you see there to see some of my old shows. See you tomorrow, This Week in Bitcoin.